Hey guys, it's Isabella. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to my channel if you are new. Today we're going to go through all of the books that I want to read that are on Kindle Unlimited. Now, I don't think I've actually told you guys here on YouTube, but I did get a Kindle for Christmas. My amazing boyfriend got me one. It was so unexpected. I didn't ask for a Kindle or anything, and I'm so grateful. I have always been a little bit nervous about getting a Kindle because I didn't know if I would use it. I've had it now for about 3 weeks and I've read about 4 or 5 books. So I am using it and it is really good. If you are someone that struggles with buying lots of books, I highly recommend purchasing a Kindle. I have unhauled 40 books since getting a Kindle because it's just amazing. You get to read all these books, you get to figure out which ones you love, and if you read a book and love it, then you can buy the physical copy and you know you love the book. It's such a better system for me personally because I'm able to see what books I love and only buy books and have them on my shelves if I love them, and I feel like my shelves will reflect like me as a reader and what I read much better by doing that, rather than having shelves full of unread books that I could possibly hate. So I highly recommend purchasing Kindle. If you're thinking about it, do it. Okay, I'm telling you, it's worth it. Anyway, enough rambling. We're just gonna jump right on in to all the books that I want to read. This isn't actually all the books. I could totally make this like a series, like every few months create a new Kindle Unlimited TBR, because I'm reading a lot on my Kindle, which means I'm probably going to go through these books kind of quickly. I will say though, I am trying to balance my Kindle books and my physical books out. Like, I think I've read 5 books this month. 3 of them have been on Kindle and 2 have been physical, so I'm still balancing out, and I read a few in December. So I am trying to still get through the physical books I own that I haven't read. But anyway, let's get into my Kindle Unlimited TBR. I'm so excited. Firstly, I'm going to talk about my current read, which is Culty by Marina Zapata. Now, I'm not really a romance reader, especially long romance books. They're not my thing. But I decided to pick this book up just because I was feeling a long romance and that doesn't happen. And this book follows a soccer player and a coach that is like very famous, and he's like a retired soccer player. And I'm like 300 pages into this book. It's like 550 pages. It's definitely slow burn, but I'm loving it. And I think the reason I love it is because I love the way Marina Zapata talks about sports and passion, and the passion that this soccer player has for her sport. And I just love it. I love it, and I think I've just come to realize that I will really enjoy a romance book as long as there is another plot line. And because this is kind of like a sports romance, the romance isn't the only plot line. So I'm really enjoying this book, and I'm saying this because I will most likely definitely pick up other Marina Zapata books. I do have From Luke Off With Love on my physical TBR, but nearly all of her books are on Kindle Unlimited. From Luke Off With Love isn't anymore, I don't think. So that's why I got that one physically. I am considering getting Culty, like a physical copy, but that book is like $60. But I do love it, so maybe it's worth it, I don't know. But I wanted to mention that Marina Zapata books will be on my TBR for Kindle. I'm not really going to pinpoint exact ones because they're kind of all on my TBR, whatever one I'm feeling. Alright, next we have By a Thread by Lucy Score. Now, I do want to read Things We Never Got Over by Lucy Score. I think since reading Marina Zapata, I've wanted to pick up longer romance books a lot more, which I'm making the most of this era while I'm in it. So By a Thread is actually, I don't really know anything about By a Thread. Let's look at the synopsis real quick. Okay, the synopsis for this is low-key very long, so I'm just going to read the author's note. It says, a steamy, swoony workplace romantic comedy with a grumpy boss hero determined to save the day, and a plucky heroine who is starting to wonder if there might actually be a beating heart just beneath her boss's sexy vest. So it's a boss and worker or employee and employer romance, which I don't think I've read like any books with that trope, so it's gonna be new. But I want to read this book before I read Things We Never Got Over, because that is no longer on Kindle Unlimited, and I just want to see what Lucy School's writing style is like before I go out and buy Things We Never Got Over. So even if I don't love this book, I still want to read it just to figure out writing style wise, because it is a longer book and I am a bit more picky about my romance books, which I'm trying not to be, okay, but I very rarely read romance, like I really do. And currently this whole like Mona Zapata era that I'm in is shocking, and I'm kind of trying to make the most of it. So maybe we'll try some Lucy School while we're in the mood for long romance books. I don't know. This next book was definitely a bit of a cover, like I saw the cover and I was like, that looks really good, and I read the synopsis and it sounds amazing, and that is Keeper of Enchanted Rooms. This is like nothing I've ever read before, and it's kind of hard to explain, and I don't want to read the synopsis because it's gigantic. But basically, this guy, he's a writer, his name is Merritt. He inherits this home, so he goes and he lives in it and he moves in, and then this house quite literally locks him in. Like, it is like a magical home, it locks him in, he can't get out, and it's very strange and peculiar. Peculiar? Is that how you say it? Anyway, it's strange. It's a strange house. And then we have Hilda Larkin, who is of the Boston Institute for Keeping of Enchanted Rooms, and she has been trained in taming such structures. So her job is literally taming magical houses. That sounds fantastic. So she moves in with Merritt and attempts to tame this magical house, and a romance pursues between the two characters, which I'm not really interested in. I'm more interested about this magical house. This is just such a unique plot. Like, I've never really heard of this before. Like, it's crazy. I'm very excited just because, like, it's so out there. I'm kind of here for it. Like I said before, when I'm reading a romance book, there needs to be a strong like subplot, I guess, and this is kind of a good example. It's a romance, but it has a very dark element, and that is Still Beating by Jennifer Hartman. Now this author, I don't think I've heard a single bad review from any of her books. Like, she also wrote Lotus, which I would like to read, but I'll probably get to Still Beating first and then I'll read Lotus. But this book, I believe, is about two people that get kidnapped together, and they hate each other. They absolutely hate each other, but they have to work together because they got kidnapped together. And I don't know, I guess a romance pursues. I'm interested in the kidnapping part. I don't know what the author's gonna do. Like, this is just a very bizarre plot, and I'm kind of intrigued. Like, I don't know. No idea where this book is gonna go. One of the reviews says, I'm still recovering from this book. Still Beating is an absolutely gripping romance that had me completely enthralled. This book will leave you reeling. I was completely captivated from beginning to end. This is one of those books that I will absolutely never forget. I don't know if I will ever get over this one. Sounds like a really good book. I'm interested. It's a little bit out of my comfort zone, but like I said, I haven't heard any negative reviews, so I'm excited. Next, I have multiple books, all by Boris Bakiak. I don't know if I said that right, but pretty much all of his books are on Kindle Unlimited. I've read 2 of them. One I gave 3 stars, one I gave 4 stars. I really enjoy his writing. He writes horror, and I just find it really interesting. So I would like to read all of his books. I'm not going to go into the synopsis because there's so many of them I want to read, and they are like all on my radar. So would like to pick up his work. There is a dog barking. That is a little rude. I'm trying to film here. The next book on my TBR is a book that I don't know a lot about, and I'm gonna keep it that way, and that is Assassin's Apprentice by Robin Hobb. This is the first book in the Farseer trilogy, and I want to get into Robin Hobb, so I would like to read this series this year, and the first book is on Kindle Unlimited, which is really exciting. I own the second book, I think, or the third book, but I don't know the first. All I know is that this is about a kid named Fitz, and that is literally it. That is it. That's all I know, and that's all I want to know, because I don't know. I've heard great things from Robin Hobb. I've heard that her writing is very, like, just completely transforms you to another world, and those are the type of books that I like to go into blind. So sorry, I can't really give you a synopsis on this book, but it is high on my list of books I want to read. Okay, Ellie just fell on me, so she's just gonna join us for the next read. But the next book is The HOUSEMAID by Frida McFadden, and the reason this book is on my TBR is because I have to read, well I don't have to, but I want to read The Housemaid's Secret. It's for one of my buzzwords, for the buzzword challenge. So I have to read this one first. It says, "Welcome to the family," Nina Winchester says as I shake her elegant and manicured hand. I smile politely, gazing around the marble hallway. Working here is my last chance to start fresh. I can pretend to be whoever I like, but I'll soon learn that Winchester's secrets are far more dangerous than my own. Sounds good. It's a housemaid psychological thriller. I don't know where this is gonna go. Like, I don't know. All I know, again, I haven't heard many negative things about this book. Literally has like nearly 5-star rating on Goodreads. I mean, yeah, Goodreads, Kindle, it's connected to Goodreads. And the last few books are going to be Colleen Hoover books. So I believe Regretting You and Without Merit are on Kindle Unlimited. I read Reminders of Him in December. I gave that one 3 stars. I haven't talked about it because I didn't do a December wrap up, but I did read it. It was okay. It wasn't my favorite. But I do want to read Without Merit and Regretting You because I don't own those books physically, and Colleen Hoover is a very hit or miss author for me. I either love her books or I don't. So yeah, I know Regretting You is about a mother-daughter relationship. No idea what Without Merit is about. I think it's like a family dynamic. I feel like I remember reading about family dynamic. Anyway, those are the books that are on my Kindle Unlimited TBR. I can definitely film another video. Like, these are just the books that I have downloaded currently on my Kindle. I know there are so many other amazing books on Kindle Unlimited that I would love to read. So if you guys would like me to do another video, another part to this, I will absolutely do it, because I could make like a million parts to this series. Like, there's so many books on Kindle Unlimited that I want to read. Anyway, if you guys have Kindle Unlimited, comment down below books that you would like to read, and if you don't, what books are on your physical TBR, because I would love to know. And until next time, thank you guys so much for watching. Bye!